Hey guys, today I'm going to introduce you this Magic Seal MS1160 vacuum machine. Now let's take a look at the various compartments of this machine. Number one, you have the placeholder for the vacuum bags, right? So this section you can keep up to 32 cm vacuum bag. This is the longest this machine can hold, followed by 30 cm, followed by 25 cm, followed by 20 cm, and we also have various cuttings on the packaging materials for pieces, right? So once you understand what type of packaging bags that you need, okay, the most commonly used or most of my customer boards are the packaging bag in the size of 25 cm and 20 cm. All right, so these are the one that is most commonly used in a household. All right, if you are using it for business, then you may want to consider the pre-cut packaging bag, because the item that you sell for your business is just going to be very specific, and usually it comes in a standard size form, and you may want to consider these so that it is more efficient in packing your items. All right, now once you have purchased the roll, you put it over here, okay, and then now take an example. You want to seal this liquid bottle, right? Now just measure what's the size that you roughly need for this bottle, and then over here you just pull the cutter aside. That's where the cutter will cut the back in a straight manner. Okay, now once you have done that, let us close this compartment and we'll come to the sealer compartment. All right, so open up the door, okay, and then you place the plastic bag right over the metal bar. So you see one metal bar over here. You put the plastic bag right over the metal bar, but before the spout, right? So just place it over here, okay, and then you close the door, and then you rotate this until the end, until you hear a click sound. Okay, once you hear the sound, then you click on the seal button. And once you click on the seal button, just wait and let the machine do its job, because it takes some time to heat up the iron bar. And then when the lights goes off, that's where the seal has been completed. So turn this thing up and then lift up the door. That's where the plastic bag has been sealed. All right. So now you will be placing the item into the bag. Okay. And once it's done, this time you will be putting this bag into the drain or the water holder, the drainage holder, or the liquid waste holder of the machine. Okay, so before that, let me just take this thing up and show you. So this machine comes together with this liquid holder. This is when you are sealing foods or any liquid based item that may have excessive liquids that may be sucked out by the vacuum machine. So any of the waste that is being sucked out, it will be held by this container. All right, this is very important because you don't want all this liquid waste to go all over the place in the machine, right? And worst part is that if you go into the motor of the machine, that's where your motor will be damaged. Okay, so let's put this back in. Now for the opening of this area, we'll put into the drainage water tank. Put right in the middle and put into the water drainage tank. Don't put over it, because when you put over it, additional liquid waste will be spilled over again, right? So just put right in the middle of the water drainage tank, and once you position it nicely, you can close the door. You can rotate this until you hear the click sound, and then now you press the vacuum seal button. So the machine will do its job, suck out all the air inside the bag, and then once it's done, it will automatically seal the item as well, seal the bag as well. And once the lights goes off, you know this is completed. And you lift up the door and you check the results of the seal. Nicely whole, and the airs are all being sucked out. Alright, all good. Now I want to show you again on the other demo where you can control the speed, or you can control the suction power of this vacuum machine. For example, if you are vacuuming a cake or soft item, right? What you've seen just now on the suction for this item, we just leave the machine and let it suck everything in. And if we didn't even press anything. And what we are telling the machine is that please suck out all the air inside the bag. But if you do the same thing for the cake, for the soft item, it's going to crush the food, the item, the soft item that you have. So what we're going to do now is to control the speed, right? Again, we pull out this, we kind of position the size of the bag that we want. Okay, we are firm with this size. We cut it, close the door, okay, and then put right over the metal bar before the pouch, close the door, close this until you hear a click sound, press on the seal button. Okay, once the lights goes off, you know the seal is completed. Open up the door, and then now you put the cake inside the bag. Okay. See, I may be cutting a small bag for this demo, because it's a bit hard to wrap this around. So for your actual stuff, you may just want to put a proper bag. So now let me try and click on this button. So you see now, as soon as I press this button again, it stopped, right? It didn't hold all the air. But if I want to suck out more air again, I press this button again, it's going in, right? So that's how you control the suction power. Okay, so I see it's enough. Now I click on the seal button. You seal the bag itself, and this is the other feature of the vacuum machine that I think most of you or all of you should be aware of. Okay, once it's done, we lift this thing up, and then we open up the door, and it's sealed nicely, right? Okay, now there's also these few buttons here. Number one is the speed, normal and gentle. Okay, number two is the food type, whether it's dry or moist. Most of the time we're just going to select a dry food, or if you are sealing a wet item, you can select the moist food. And these really control the suction power itself, whether it's going to suck it out at a very fast speed, or it's going to suck it out at a slower speed. All right. Now the other tips I want to share with all of you is sometimes some of my customers complain that how come when they try to vacuum seal an item, it just couldn't go through. Okay, so there are two areas that I really want you to check. Number one, always make sure you rotate this until the end where you hear a click sound. Okay, that's number one. If you have done this and it still doesn't work, Then the second thing is that look at the spout, right? So this spout area, right, it has got to be flat, and then the spout has got to be pushed into the dedicated area over here. Some of the spout is a wear and tear item. Over the years, right, over time, these spout may get hardened, and you may need to buy this to replace as a wear and tear accessories, right? And when you replace this spout at time, sometimes you didn't place it nicely, and you leave a small hole or gap where you allow the air to leave the vacuum seal area, and that's where your item just couldn't seal although the motor is running. So just check on this spout area carefully, right? That would likely solve your problem. Okay, so that's all I have for this video today, and thank you.